Now we're moving into our Week 4 NFL picks. Thursday night, Miami Dolphins at Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals are -7 at home. What do you guys think?
Okay, well, both teams. I feel like Miami lost last week, even though they didn't. If they would have had it, if their kicker wouldn't have got hurt in warm-ups, the walkthrough, their kicker got hurt. He missed 3 kicks. The Dolphins are maybe the best 0-3 team I've ever seen. So I think Cincinnati coming off the loss of Denver. I like Miami and the points. So give me Miami and the touchdown.
David?
0-3 speaks volumes. I think Cincinnati is going to take this game. It might not be a blowout in any sense, but it's going to be Cincy.
Cincy with 7? Or
Yeah.
Okay, so Cincy and -7. He's taking Cincy.
I'm also taking Cincinnati and the 7 points at home. I think it's a little much. Miami is a very talented team. Ryan Tannehill will get his, but I think Cincinnati's going to look to bounce back at home on Thursday Night Football, coming off that loss against the Broncos.
Nice. All right, so then we go to London, baby. London, baby. That's my friends, Joey. The Colts and Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars always play well in London, and that's why they're favored by 2.5. David, who's going to win this game?
The Colts just seem kind of shaky. Who knows? But I think the Colts are going to take it. I don't like Jacksonville being favored. I think Colts get it.
Yeah, I think the Colts are going to win by quite a bit. I don't really like Jacksonville's defense right now. They haven't shown me anything this year. I'm a little disappointed in them. And I think Indy, again, will bounce back. Luck's kind of been on the run, but I think they get it together this week and win at Jacksonville on a neutral field.
Blake Bortles has been awful. He threw for 35 touchdowns last year, or 33 or something like that. 30 plus for sure. He's been terrible this year. Give me the neck beard and the Colts.
All right, Seattle Seahawks at New York Jets, +3.5. So I think that this is going to be an interesting one. Go ahead, Nathaniel.
This one's hard for me. I would typically like the Seahawks, even though they're on the road. However, as Peter brought up earlier, Trayvon Boykin may not start. Russell Wilson's kind of on one leg right now, but I'm still taking the Seahawks in a tight game.
Anytime a home team that's okay gets points, I like that. Seahawks traveling across the country. It looks like it's going to be a morning game. I don't have the game times up here. Hold on a second. I think it's going to be a morning game. Just give me 1 second. It's a morning game, so it's going to be early. Give me the Jets and the points.
I like the Jets as well. I think
It's weird. You didn't pick the Seahawks.
Yeah.
That's a shocker.
It's a shocker, but I have to give the Seahawks some sort of credit tonight. I will, but I think the Jets are going to do it. They're at home. It's who knows what's going to happen, but I think it's going to be the Jets.
Okay.
Seahawks going to be playing Central High School, and you'd still pick Central. Alrighty, Detroit heading to Chicago to take on the Bears. Bears are +2 at home.
I don't know if I watched this game if it was in my backyard. This is just turd on turd. I would. Give me the Lions minus. Even though the Bears are at home, I usually like to get points on a home team, but the Bears are just dreadful. Lions and given 2.
This is going to be an annihilation by the Lions. Yeah, I think the Bears are atrocious, and I think the Lions are going to score 25 at least in this game. If the Bears score 7, they'd be lucky.
I'm with you guys. I think the Lions are a better team than people give them credit for. I know we were harping on them last week, but offensively they're pretty spectacular. Marvin Jones with the standout first 3 games of the season. One caveat to this is watch Jordan Howard for the Bears. We'll see how he does.
Isn't he hurt?
No, Langford's hurt.
Langford's hurt.
Yeah,
Okay.
Jordan Howard's going to get the
That's
start.
the 2.
All right, RG3 is heading home, back to Washington. However, he's hurt because he thinks he's tough, and he's not. The Browns have been in 2 of the 3 games against some pretty decent teams, and if they had a kicker that could make a field goal, they would have a win, and if they could hold on to a little bit of a lead, they would be 2-1 right now. But give me Washington at home -6.5. I think Kirk is going to get it moving. I have a little crush on Kirk, and just give me the Redskins -6.5.
I think
Did I introduce that and pick it?
it's okay.
Yep, I did that wrong.
You're a camera hog.
I
It's
did.
all right. I
top.
think the Redskins, they just came off a win against the New York Giants, who I thought should have beaten them. Washington is surprising me this year. I like their offense. I think their defense is commendable. I don't see much hope for the Cleveland Browns for the rest of the season.
I am with you in that I think the Redskins will win this game, but I think it's going to be a little tighter than that. Cleveland's a decent football team. Hugh Jackson I really like as their OC, and they've been in they've been in every game, as Peter mentioned. I'm going to take the backdoor cover. I think Washington's going to win, but I think it'll be closer than 6.5.
All right.
So Tennessee Titans at the Houston Texans. Nathaniel, let's hear it.
I think the Texans are going to take this one. Tennessee played the Raiders pretty hard up and up last week, but their offense didn't really show me anything, especially passing the ball. I think the Houston Texans take this one at home.
So the Titans at Houston. Houston just lost J.J. Watt. They were embarrassed 10 days ago. They're going to have 10 days to sit on that. The Titans have been in all of their games. Minnesota, they easily could have won that game. They could have beat the Raiders last week. Got a bunch of turnovers. Who'd they play in week 2? I don't remember. They won though.
The Chargers? That doesn't sound right.
That doesn't sound right. Anyway, I don't believe in Houston. They're laying too many. Give me Tennessee and the 6.5.
Sorry
Wow.
to correct that. Titans beat the Lions 16-15 in week 2.
Yeah, that's right. The last second.
So Tennessee you take, huh?
Give me the Titans and the points.
I think Houston is going to have so much fear and pain in them, but losing 27-0 against New England, that was just atrocious. It actually made me want to cry a little bit, but I think Houston's going to win this game. I think they're going to have something in them to pull it out.
Okay. We have Buffalo traveling up to Boston to play the Patriots. Patriots are -4 at home.
Okay, so did you see that video Rex Ryan did?
Oh, with Edelman?
With Edelman.
Yeah, I saw that.
So, David, if you didn't hear it, they were doing a phone interview of the press corps for the Bills, and they just got done interviewing Rex Ryan, and he's like, "Hey, I'm Bill Polanski. Are you going to be playing quarterback at all?" And he just gave the most Patriot answer. "I'll do whatever the coach wants. And give me a water bottle," and everybody just started laughing. It was pretty funny. Give me the Bills and 4 points because it makes no sense.
Fair enough.
Wow.
Makes no
They
sense.
had a great outing this last week.
Well, you look at New England, and they should have lost. They weren't favoring either of them. The NFL has a tendency to trick you. I think. Give me Buffalo and 4 points.
Wow. Buffalo is surprising me for sure up until this point. But I still think it's the Patriots. I think they're just too well coached. I don't want it to be, but I think it's going to be the Patriots.
New England home's hard to beat. The line's not huge. I think the Patriots are the best team in the league. I think they have the greatest coach of all time.
Agreed.
I'm taking New England, who, regardless of who their quarterback is, until they show me that they cannot win.
Real quick thing. Greg Popovich or Bill Belichick?
I want to see them on a presidential ticket together.
All right, he didn't answer that. That was very presidential of you. He does not answer that question. All right, Panthers on the road. Falcons. Falcons scored so many points on a terrible team. Panthers coming off pretty much a physical beatdown by the greatest team ever in my Vikings. That defense is on pace to be better than the 85 Bears.
Wow.
After
Only 3
games,
weeks.
which means absolutely nothing.
That's a prediction.
Falcons are at home getting 3 points. David, who's going to win this game?
Carolina. Straight up. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Okay,
Yeah.
not easy.
Yeah.
This one's hard for me. This is one of the closer ones for me. I think I'm going to take Carolina as well. They've been 1-2 up until this point, but I think they're a better team than that. Atlanta's defense is pretty shaky, even though their offense has been absolutely phenomenal. Their running game is on track this year, which I think has made a huge difference. especially having two healthy backs in Freeman and Coleman. But I'm taking the Panthers to win this game on the road.
Oh, me too. Panthers, big time. After playing that Minnesota defense, which is awesome, by the way, they're going to be like, wait, this is the same game? We're playing the same game? This Falcons defense is atrocious. The Raiders looked awesome against them. The Saints scored 30+, and he even threw a couple interceptions. They could have easily won that game, the Saints, on Monday night. So give me the Panthers. That's a sweep. All three of us picked the Panthers.
Absolutely.
Wow, yeah. So Oakland Raiders at Baltimore Ravens. Nathaniel, take it away. It's your birthday.
Baltimore is -3.5 at home, but I obviously have to take the Raiders. I think Baltimore is the worst 3-0 team in the league. They've picked up some tight wins against some bad teams. I think they're solid, but I think the Raiders will trounce them in this game.
Who's better, the Dolphins or the Ravens?
That's hard.
And that shouldn't be, because the Dolphins had barely one win.
I know. I mean, I think I'd take the Ravens. I think they're very well rounded, have a great coaching staff, and they're just a solid team, but it is closer than it should be.
All right, I'm taking Baltimore minus the 3.5 for one reason alone. The Raiders don't like playing in the morning.
It's actually true.
Road teams traveling across the country. I mentioned this before with Seattle. These are people. They're not robots. The Raiders have not been super impressive to me. But you know, if they're in Oakland, I take Oakland. But Baltimore minus 3.5.
Well, yeah, I think I like the Raiders, even though what you said is valuable information. I think going across, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be probably a close game, probably a low-scoring game, like it was last week for you against Tennessee. But I think the Raiders are gonna pull it out.
Alrighty.
Did the Raiders go home, or did they just go from Tennessee to Baltimore? Do you know?
I actually do not know. That's
interesting.
Because I know that, but okay.
It's a full week, so they probably traveled.
Confuses me because they always make us wear our black jerseys on the road. So you're like, wait.
Minnesota's wear their purple all 3 games.
Really?
And they've been on the road for 2 of them.
It's frustrating. All right, Broncos heading all the way down to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is plus 3.5 in this game.
Okay, now this is a 2:00 game, so you don't have to worry about that. But I love Tampa here in a big time letdown spot by the Broncos. The Broncos have been on an emotional high. They've beaten Cam Newton, Andrew Luck, and the Red Rocket Andy Dalton in Cincinnati.
Red Rifle, by the way.
Red Rifle, my bad.
What did you say?
Red Rocket.
Okay.
I don't know.
Anyway.
I like Tampa here. Tampa coming off a couple of losses that they got beat down in Arizona, and then they lost to the Rams. I like Tampa in a bounce back. Denver on the road 2 weeks in a row.
I think you are insane.
Shocker.
And not just because I'm a homer, but because I think the Broncos, they are my number one team this week and probably going to be for the season until they lose. I don't think they're going to lose in this game. I think it's going to be a blowout.
A blowout.
A blowout.
I think it will be closer in a blowout. However, I am taking the Broncos. I've made the mistake of picking against them too many times. And until they, show me that they're capable of losing, I'm going to have to go with them. I do think it'll be closer than a blowout. Jameis Winston's been a little up and down, but they're a pretty explosive offense.
All right, so New Orleans Saints travel to San Diego and play the Chargers. This game, a lot of offense, not very much, not a lot of defense. David.
This game, like you said, it's going to be awful. I think this is one that I probably won't watch. Like I told you before, I don't like Phillip Rivers, so I'm going to take New Orleans Saints because I think they're going to produce more offense in this game.
I think I'm going to have to agree with David. I think the Chargers are a pretty solid team. It makes me happy that Phillip Rivers is my fantasy quarterback this week. But I think they're a little banged up, just like last year, the same narrative. They're hurt all over the place. I'm going to take the Saints in an upset on the road.
I agree with you because in all of the Saints' losses, they've been in the game until the fourth quarter, and they should have beat the Raiders. They should have beat the Giants. The game against Atlanta, they couldn't stop anyone. The injuries in San Diego, plus you're getting 4 points if you're the Saints. Give me the Saints.
Alrighty.
Dallas Cowboys at San Francisco 49ers. Wow, Nathaniel.
I'm taking the Cowboys on the road here.
Did you know Dez is injured? Just got a cracked rib.
Hairline. No, it's in his knee.
Is it his knee?
Hairline fracture in the knee. I'll fact check. Here,
Maybe I'm
fact check
wrong.
on that for me.
Yeah, I will.
But yeah, I'm taking the Cowboys on the road. I think the grit and grind, Dak not turning the ball over, Elliott's getting back on track. I just don't think San Francisco has the offensive capability to keep up. Not that the Cowboys are an explosive offense, but I'm going to take the Cowboys in a pretty tight game here.
It's a pick him. Hairline fracture in the knee. You were right.
In the knee, wow.
In the knee.
So he's out for a couple weeks, right?
Well, they say he's still questionable. He could play.
He could play this
Hairline.
week, or he
Wow.
could miss several
Or-
weeks.
okay.
It's very odd.
If they have a surgery of some sort. Or
I feel like I don't know the NFL because back in the day, rookies were awful, and with Carson Wentz and Simeon, who's essentially a rookie, and Dak Prescott is, man, he's a good player. He's a good ball player. So give me Dak and the Cowboys in a pick 'em at San Francisco because San Francisco is awful. Like a pretty solid defense, but they cannot move the football.
Yeah, Dallas is a grinded out kind of team right now. I think with their run game, they, if they miss Des Bryant, that could be a little bit of a thing for them. We'll have to watch that. But I think it's going to be the Cowboys.
Alrighty. Another note to that, I don't think Dez has been terribly instrumental in any
No,
of these
no.
Cowboys games.
He spreads it out a lot.
Yeah,
Dak
I
does.
think.
Which is good. Their offense looks like it could be better given some time. But
Playing that Marty Schottenheimer ball. Alrighty, Rams heading to Arizona. Arizona is -8.5 at home. Peter, take them away.
Now, that number is huge. So I think they're just saying, please, somebody take the Rams. But Arizona was embarrassed in Buffalo. They came back in that second half like, hey, wait a minute. This Buffalo team's going to beat us. They came back strong. Patrick Peterson, did you see that interception that he made at the end?
I heard about it. I did not see it.
I didn't see it either.
It was crazy. But give me the Cardinals laying a whole bunch of points just because they got embarrassed up in Buffalo. And they're a good team. Super Bowl pick.
You know what's interesting is the Rams scored a ton of points this week. If I'm not mistaken, it was like
35?
30
I think it was 37.
37,
Yeah.
which is insane. So this game could be interesting, but I still think at home in the dome, I call it a dome. Arizona Cardinals are going to win this game. Give me the points.
It was 37, just to confirm. And I'm also taking the Cardinals. That makes it another sweep. I think they're too talented of a team to not kind of get it rolling again. Bruce Arians is a good coach. I mean, they're solid.
But they need to get it
the
going.
roster. They do.
They need to
to
get it rolling now.
pick it up, especially
Yeah.
in a tough NFC this year.
Incredibly inconsistent. All right, Sunday Night Football. Al Michaels and who else? Chris Collinsworth. Chiefs at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh national TV game. Pittsburgh got embarrassed against the best quarterback ever, maybe. Maybe not. Maybe through 3 games he may be the best quarterback ever. But he's playing great against Carson Wentz. Roethlisberger. What do you think, David? What happens?
Wow.
You couldn't have any different weeks. The Pittsburgh was just awful. Kansas City played so well. What's going to happen one week later?
It's probably going to be something where it's a really close game down to the fourth quarter. I think the Chiefs have the capacity this year to do quite a bit. They can score quite a bit. Their defense is tremendous.
8 sacks.
Yeah, which
crazy.
is insane.
You guys have 8 sacks too, right?
The Steelers are much better than they were against Philly, I think. But their defense has to play consistently for them to be better. I think I take the Chiefs in this game.
Chiefs
Okay.
on the road at Pittsburgh.
This one's hard for me, but I think I'm going to take the Steelers at home. They're going to get back on track. Their offense is too good not to.
Yeah, it's
Kansas City's playing pretty phenomenal. They're definitely a top 10 team in this league, but I'm taking the Steelers to get back on track.
I'm right there with you. 'Cause the Kansas City lost to Houston. Gross. Houston's not good. Pittsburgh.
You are right that the NFL is so crazy.
It is.
It's
It's an anomaly. I think what happened with Pittsburgh is an awesome football team. I think defensively they just had some breakdowns. I think Carson Wentz.
He's good. He's that good. You think he's just that?
It's crazy how the NFL works, and I'll just take a second here because I know we want to do this quickly, but if Teddy Bridgewater doesn't blow his knee out, we don't see Carson Wentz.
Mm-hmm.
The Vikings are probably not 3-0.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, maybe.
Maybe. But based on that one injury,
Yeah.
the Eagles are 3-0.
Mm-hmm.
They look awesome. I don't know. Maybe they're for real. That defense but anyway, that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. So give me the Steelers minus the 4, and I like the Steelers to bounce back.
All right, so Monday Night Football. Oh, man. All right, so we got New York Giants at Minnesota Vikings. Peter's favorite team, obviously. I'm not sure everybody knew that. What's your take, Nathaniel?
I'm hopping on the bandwagon. Going Vikings.
There's room. You can come too.
There's plenty of room on that bandwagon.
Yes,
No
there
one's
is.
hopping on.
Against the Giants, especially.
Sam Bradford.
Minnesota is minus 3.5 at home, and I think they're going to win by more than that. Their defense has been so phenomenal this year.
High scoring defense in the football.
Yeah, just wish I had them on my fantasy team. Vikings all the way, Monday night.
Right. All right. This is going to surprise you guys.
What? No.
No, it's not going to
Yeah,
surprise you.
I was going to say, there's no way.
I am afraid this is a letdown spot, but I like the Vikings big because derp face Eli Manning is he just
Disappoints
Yeah,
you?
disappointing.
Rips your heart out?
what's his name? Odell Beckham Jr. is on my fantasy team. No touchdowns yet this season.
I'll trade for him.
Well, yeah, I bet you would. Give me Antonio Brown. We'll do it right now.
Give you Brandon Marshall?
No, that's stupid. He's got a bad knee. Anyway, Vikings, Monday Night Football. Even though the last time the Vikings played Monday Night Football against the Giants, Josh Freeman threw like 1 billion interceptions and he passed for like 22 yards.
He pulled a
Just
Josh Freeman?
Awful. Just awful. But give me the Vikings, big time, best defense in football. Ish.
This is a good game. This is gonna be a fun one for sure. The Vikings haven't played Monday night since like midway through last season, right? I think they played against Denver on Monday night.
No, it wasn't Denver.
Was it not Denver?
No, it was
Denver was the Sunday
during
game.
the day. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Peterson
You're right.
broke that
yeah.
long run after
Yeah.
the bottle of.
But anyway, I think the
And Adrian
Vikings.
didn't.
What's that?
Adrian didn't pass protect and they fumbled the ball at the end.
Yeah. So I think the Vikings are going to win this game. The Giants have been unimpressive, and I expected more out of them. I have Eli Manning on my fantasy team. He has been subpar, and I've made the mistake of not starting Jameis Winston
I have
over
Carson Wentz. He's available. You want
Yeah.
to trade for?
He's on a bye, David. Don't do it.
Right. Exactly. Anyway, Vikings, I think it's going to be way more than 3.5 points.
I'm excited to see that stadium at night.
That's gonna
I've
be-
yet to
Yeah.
watch a
Well,
Vikings game this
and
year.
wow.
It's actually
Wow,
better
too.
during the day because it
The
looks like
sun
a day
is
game.
coming in.
Anyway, I wanted to, before we finish this segment, I was awesome last week against the spread, and they didn't post the video.
I'm gonna say that I was
So-
awesome too, because no one knows.
Nobody knows who was actually awesome.
Oh man, you guys are so.